It's games later. We're here.
Oh my god.
Whoa. We're allowed. What we're allowed,
Oops.
though, I don't know. This is the first mistake. Never should have allowed it.
Probably not. How did I get here?
How did we get here?
So many questions.
Welcome to Games Later, where we started this because we're all friends. And that's what we're here for, is real friendship. The video games are the friends we made along the way.
How did we meet along the way?
Our flashback sequence.
I feel like I met Jaime in a lobby at KatsuCon in the MGM.
That sounds about right.
And Emma.
So you and I met... I remember where we first like truly interacted, but we had met before then. Oh, actually, I just got mad all over again. We first truly interacted at someone's birthday, and because we didn't know most a lot of people, but we knew each other, and I knew you because I had followed you on Instagram, and it took you like 3 million years to like follow me back. And even worse, I think I added you even on Facebook at the time, and like 5 years later, you added me back after someone else like forced you to add him, and I was like, you've known him for less time than me? It's unbelievable.
I feel like we met at a office pub, right? At a karaoke thing.
Whoa.
I think that's where we met you, because I remember a certain person is saying, oh, this is my friend Emma from, we're going to redact out where your university was, and you're coming in, and you drove in. It was you, one of our friends, Hess, and a bunch of other people. That was like my first memory of you.
Whoa. That's crazy town bananas.
How long ago was this? How many years ago was this?
That bar doesn't even exist anymore. That's how long it is.
This is 7 years plus.
God.
Easily.
Yeah.
Ancient times.
More. And then
it's probably like close to a decade.
Yeah. It's like 8 or 9 years at this point. And I remember that so vividly. That, and then when I met Jaime, I remember his seat belt buckle. Vividly. That is in my mind.
No, what? We knew each other earlier than that.
What, did we?
Yeah, because I know exactly. If you're thinking about the MGM, I know exactly.
Taco night, where we had Taco Bell in the...
We knew each other before that, because Dragon Con was before that.
No, it was after.
Dragon Con, the Dragon Con we stayed together was before that.
Was this when you slept in the closet?
Yeah. That was like 2018, 2019, right?
There was a lot of alcohol back then. The years were blending. Point is, it's been a very fucking long time.
It's been a long time. Welcome to Games Later, where later down the line, we're still playing games with one another.
Yeah.
I started doing the Gen Z heart thing now.
Is that a Gen Z heart?
Yeah, this is
yeah, they don't want to do the easy one for whatever reason. This is the better one.
I don't know. Mine have always been looked a little ugly. Like mine looks like it's like the rhombus of hearts, you know? Like, so this one's pointier.
I think you can get a slightly cleaner one here, but I think it's definitely harder to maintain. Whereas this one, yeah, I'll give you that. Like your fingers, like kind of protruding outward. Like, funnily enough, if you like reversed it, I feel, you know, so there's a there's like one.
It looks good
line.
for me.
Yeah.
Were you ever doing the Triforce back in the day?
No.
When people were like making them like that? Yeah. Well, we were trying to.
I don't even understand how your fingers work like that. Like what
it's
in the
like,
jitsu?
It was back in like the Zelda lover days when we had good things to eat all the time, and we would like.
When Emma says stuff like this, I forget that she used to go to parties.
Yeah, and she still makes fun of me. She calls me the loser nerd.
Yeah, but this was specifically, I had a friend group, and it was 2 other Emmas, and we were the Emmas of a friend group who were all interested in Zelda.
So you would do the Triforce, and you would like join hands together, and then have the power to save Hyrule.
Yeah, each one of us had a different portion of the Triforce. I was Courage, of course, because I look the best in green. And actually, we all wore to prom. We all had colors of our dresses that like matched the Triforce. It was nice, like our wisdom, power, courage. It was so sweet.
Wait, do you have a photo of that?
Oh yeah,
I do.
Oh my god.
Insert that here. Emma's Triforce prom.
Tell me how good I look in that dress.
No.
Absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
Amy, why are you starting fights?
That's a real friend.
Yes. That actually makes me kind of curious. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I was younger, I played a lot of solo games before my brothers intruded on my gaming time and forced me to have social time. What was your first social game, you think? Mine was Super Smash Brothers and Luigi Mansion. Don't ask questions.
Luigi's Mansion, that's an interesting.
Don't ask questions. We would play it in the dark, get scared, and go hide in our parents' room. It was a very interesting time.
When you say social game, do you mean just like a game you played with like other people, not
played or shared the love of it with friends? What game did you get to bond with people with?
Halo. Probably. I mean, I remember like Halo 2 came out when I was still living in England, and like that friend group was like really, really tight. So, you know, we would just play like split screen Halo co-op and everything. Then, funnily enough, probably the next game it's kind of tangential to Luigi's Mansion. Resident Evil 4. I remember binging that. Yeah, right. Interesting one. I remember binging that with my cousin, and it was the first like rated M game that I ever got. And it was funny because we got it because my Xbox got red ringed. And so I hadn't touched the GameCube in ages. And so I got a slew of GameCube games. And so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get Resident Evil 4. And so I played Resident Evil 4 for the first time, like with my cousin on the old GameCube, because the Xbox was in the repair shop. And so that was a lot of fun. And I just remember being scared shitless and just like taking death turns, you know, with the controller.
I feel like horror games are almost inherently more fun with other people, like as a multiplayer game, even when they are like single player. There's this game Outlast that I accidentally had it in my library, and I say accidentally because I was trying to get a game called Outland, but I made a big mistake. So it was in my library, and I had some friends in university who desperately wanted to play it, and I said, no, this game is too scary. So we had it. I think the difficulty was set accidentally to the hardest thing there. They were getting jump scared. We were underneath a bed at one point, just hovering, and we could hear this guy walk around. We're like, we don't want to leave. We don't want to leave. It took us 5 months later. One of our friends' boyfriends came up for the weekend. We're like, hey, you have to play this. And we sat him down in front of the computer in the basement. And all of us like sat in like a ring around. We were laughing as he was like juking all the guys and like, oh, get around here. But we would never have finished that game had it not been for him to come up and play it. And I say we finished the game because we sat through to the end, even though I didn't touch the controls. And that's the reason why I have any completion in that game to this day.
When in doubt, outsource.
I just
outsourcing Outlast.
Outsource Outlast. It's just something about like horror that kind of like brings you together. Like everyone's kind of experiencing like the same thing at the same time. You're all like really nervous, and there's someone to like talk about it. Like, did you see that? That was crazy. Or even worse is when you're looking at your phone and someone else looks up and they go, "Did you see that?" And you're like, "No." What was it? And now the other person thinks they're crazy.
Oh my God, yes.
It's
suspense. You're always in a dark room. The soundtrack is literally messing with you mentally, and you're like, even if you're not touching the controllers, you're on just as much edge as the main player. So it's definitely a shared experience.
It's crazy that your horror game was Luigi's Mansion, though. That just never, that was
never
that dark.
There is a ghost that was singing in the bathroom that scared the crap out of me. We ran from the basement. I was a child then.
I was a child then.
Yeah, I was born at a very young age.
You were born at a young age?
Thank you.
I was like, wait, what?
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. What was I gonna say? Yeah,
first game you bonded with people with.
No. Well, it's funny too that like, you know, there's the theme of like horror games as like good bonding things, because one of the first, I think it was literally like the first or second day, freshman year, college, right? Everyone comes around my dorm. Like Slender Man was like,
oh, you know, yeah.
So the pages and everything. So I remember like there were like 8 of us maybe. There's a video of it too, still on my Facebook, of us like huddled around my laptop where we're all taking turns playing the Slender Man game, and we're all just freaking out and like shitting the bed and everything. And it's like, you know, it was like an international group. Like we had like one of my friends, like she was from Romania, another one was from Japan and everything. So it was like all these people from like all these like dumb 18-year-olds from across the world were just bonding over Slenderman. And it was like when we still had hope and life behind our eyes. Slenderman gave us that.
Slenderman was the same.
It's an interesting role model. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
Not the role model.
Yeah, well,
I was gonna corroborate. It's the exact same story over here. Like we were at a LAN party. I used to have LAN parties in high school, And those are not the only parties I went to. Those are just
I was
some
so
parties.
ready to roast you. I was so
Some
about
of-
to roast
some, but not
you.
all.
I think you saw me straighten up, be like, ma'am,
Yeah.
nerd.
I watched the ghost
Nerd.
possess your body and say, oh.
Parties, you say?
I'm like, to be clear, Emma has had sex, just so you guys know.
Just you wait.
Whoa.
We would
You let me revoke your gamer card now. No longer a gamer. Yeah.
No.
We work her cool card. She's still a
Actually,
gamer, though.
actually, you know what? Yeah, actually, let me put a pin in that. Finish your story, Emma, because
Yes,
the
Emma.
mention of sexes and horror games.
I don't
reminded me of
know.
something.
Now I don't wanna.
No, we love your LAN party. Tell us about
tell us about your
LAN
LAN party. Is that where you had sex? Please tell
So-
me now.
No, absolutely not. No, definitely not. That was not the vibe. I brought my laptop. Everyone else brought their full PC towers, and I realized very quickly.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes, I was like not ready, and I felt a little bad because they would have these beautiful like PCs to play, and I'd have my little laptop, and every now and then I go, "Can we switch? Can we just switch? I want to play on a better computer."
So
But we set up.
I'm sorry. You literally had like that Cinderella story of like the main character who like doesn't have enough money to like go to the fancy ball and everything gets made fun of by everyone. You had that with PCs. You at the LAN party. You were
No,
you
who's
had like
gonna
a
make fun of
Cinderella.
me?
You had a Cinderella PC story.
I could probably beat like 60% of them in a fight, so they wouldn't laugh at me. And then my other friend hosted, so of course she had
there you go.
her tower was there.
That's
Violence.
awesome.
Not that we
answer.
were doing anything that like required the tower. We were just playing mostly League, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Aside from our one Slender thing, because that was popular. And as someone who hated horror games, and still to this day I do hate horror games, they're like, Emma has to play it. And the most terrifying thing in Slenderman was when you run, you have to hit shift. And I hit shift too many times. So
Sticky
boom,
keys.
sticky keys.
Yep. You
It
get
was
scared the shit
bright.
out by
We had-
sticky keys.
Sticky keys got me. It was so bright. We like had on a projector on the wall to like watch it. It was super loud compared to the quietness of the game. And I was like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. I only had like 2 pages, and I was like, that's enough.
I
Fucking
never knew you
sticky.
hated horror games. You play like a controlled heart attack in Dead by Daylight all the time.
I know, but Dead by Daylight is it's like so horror adjacent.
Yeah.
And does it still scare me sometimes? Absolutely.
Yes!
But do I also sometimes, if I just turn around and I face a killer head on, and if I just
You face your fears.
Stop it.
if you
I
just
know.
give them one of those, and they're like,
They
"Hey,"
murder you.
Yeah,
they
they-
murder you. They murder
50
the fuck out of you.
30% of the time they say you can go.
Oh yeah, is that the universal messaging for hey killer, please let me go?
Yes,
I
someone.
I
someone
need to
told me
test this. I need. We
Try
need to
it.
play.
So-
oh.
The formula is it's crouch twice, point once, crouch again, and then you gotta like walk towards them.
I want to see you do this and not get murdered every single time.
30% of the time.
I want you to see you do this 10 times and not die 3. Okay, bet we're waiting for
We need to see that
we'll,
ratio.
we'll run it back because we're definitely like someone pin that or Jaime put that note in. We're running that
Sure,
back and I'm
okay,
gonna watch
yeah.
her do this 10 times to prove that she's gonna get murdered every single time. But Jaime, something about sex and blood intrigued you a little while ago. What was your thought process?
Did you say sex and blood? That was-
Sorry, sex and horror.
Yes, horror. So
Sorry.
one of the first things I did for Gamergent was a video on like mental health and like horror games and like why horror games are particularly good for battling specifically depression. This will make sense in a second. And then I was going.
You
I
knew
was
you
going-
lost us. You knew you lost us.
Don't worry,
Okay.
don't worry. This is all connected. And like, all my old Gamergent stuff was about like, gaming and wellness and life and relationships and everything. And so I think I haven't watched it like in ages, but I think I did like a video on like relationships and like why video games are like better than Netflix and chill or whatever. And I just saw Emma and both of you are really like, What?
Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Thank you.
Forgive me.
Thank you, Angel. No, I mean, and then but like I always felt that like horror games were good for shall we say setting a mood. I found um and you know, because I mean like that's also like why people still like going to horror movies on a date in general, right? It's like, you know, like
okay, I'm back in.
yeah,
That's true.
see what I mean? See the logic here?
Yeah,
but
you know, like a little a little, I need a cuddle. Like you have to hold my hand
kind
or
of,
I get scared.
Yeah,
well,
but
then like the
cuddle in these
adrenaline and
moments,
everything.
you die in game. But continue.
Well, then no,
True.
but like, well, then also like combining the actions, like okay, like the single player game that you take turns with or whatever, you know, it's like
Okay.
you know, or like oh, I can't get past this part. Can you help me out with this? Or like you try this, or so on and so forth. And like if you're locked in like, and I feel like a lot of horror games are surprisingly user friendly as far as like maybe if one person's not as into video games as the other person. You know, a lot of horror games these days I feel like are walking simulators basically, you know, with various mechanics, right? Arguably the best horror games we've seen kind of follow that formula. So ironically they're a little bit more accessible, you know.
Mm.
And I don't know. I was just thinking about.
Great conclusion.
Yeah, I don't know.
So glad we wrapped this up.
I don't know what my conclusion there is. I guess I don't know. Hey, if you and your partner are looking to spice things up, play more horror games. I guess.
It's this. Tell me this is not like your bio on Tinder. Be
have-
like,
No,
looking
it's
for
not.
someone to play horror games with.
No.
Need someone to hold me while we get through the scary parts.
While we play Outlast. Outlast is probably a terrible game, actually.
Luigi's Mansion is a little too spooky for me.
Shut up. I was a child.
Yes.
All right.
I feel like
I don't know what year that was, but I was very, very small.
I feel
No,
like
that's fair.
I don't know, like Amnesia might be a good one for all those all those
I mean-
Nosferatu girlies. You know, I feel like since we're riding the wave of Nosferatu.
Some of these games that, you know, we're saying are more accessible for people who don't really play these types of games to begin with, I think we're also putting a lot of, I don't know, faith that people can pick up walking and moving the camera at the same time.
Yeah, that's
because
hard, yeah.
I have introduced people to games before. I remember introducing my friend to BioShock, and she could not move and move the camera at the same time. And she got jump scared at one point. And she panicked. She jolted. So one of the twin stick controllers went down and she's running and she's getting hit. I'm like, go away. Look up. She goes, I'm looking up. And I'm like, you're running into a wall. And she goes, no, it's fine. I'm like, look up. She goes, no, it's scary. I'm like, look up. You can't go. We're in a corner. We're in like a bathroom. This is like right at the beginning of the game. There's just like a pile of bricks. I had to sit down. I had to take a lap. I had to go and I sat back down. I said, okay, are we ready to practice walking and moving at the same time?
This is why we love the camera lock feature, where it just locks onto you. There was user testing, and this clearly was found to be so valuable.
Yeah, I mean it's
Incredibly
hard.
so.
It's hard, honestly. Like I still remember playing my first dual stick control setup, and I think I was like 5 or 6 at the time, and I remember really having a hard time with it. And so
I think it's easier when you get introduced via third person versus like first person right away. So playing my first video game I ever played, aside from like whatever I had on the computer at the time, was Mario 64. So that was easier for me to grasp because I still had like a relative idea of where the camera was to my player because I could always see my player. But I also remember the second game I ever played was Ocarina of Time. And there's a few moments in that game where it's first person, but the rest of it's third. So I went, oh, okay. And it was very janky whenever I had to do the first person aspects.
Well, then too,
Switch.
if you're playing those games too, then you're still on the old school N64 controller, right? With the one stick and then the C D-pad was how you control the camera sometimes.
And then you have the... I do not remember. I was holding one of those the other day. We have a bar, and Jaime, actually, if you come to Toronto, we'll actually take you there. It's called Tilt, and what's it called? They were having, and I was like, how did I hold this? Because I was so conditioned by GameCube that I was like, how do I actually hold this with two hands? And I'm like, did I hold this on an angle? Like, what the hell was I holding this upside down fork with? Like, I didn't understand.
No, you like I have such good memories of the N64 and playing a lot of games with it. And then I recently was just looking at the controller. I was like, who thought this was a good idea? Like, who thought that this was a good design? Like, what the fuck?
I learned recently that it was such a good design that when they were creating the nunchuck for the Wii, they based that on the N64 controller. The middle
Really?
prong is exactly
Yeah.
laid out the same way on both the nunchuck and the controller itself. It's got the Z button at the back. You
Yeah.
have the movement at the top. The only thing they've added is that C button on the
Yeah.
third, but it's held exactly the same way. Because for the upside down fork, I had my right hand on the farthest one, and I had little hands. I couldn't reach all the way over, so
Yeah.
I was just on 1, 2, and
I
there
would
was
do
an
the
extra little
same too.
dangly bit
Yeah.
I
at
would-
the
yeah.
end.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we were all on the angle of whatever you're done and just being like that.
Yeah,
I remember
would do,
playing
like middle, yeah.
What is it, Mario Party, when you had all those mini games, and I'm like, how the fuck
Yeah.
do you
Yeah,
do
just to
this?
go, it's like you use the whole breadth
You're
of-
like, whatever the mini game, because they only use like 2 buttons on the controller.
on
so you have
one
to hold it,
side
whatever,
though,
just-
yeah. So it's either, yeah.
Yeah, you're either hitting it like this, or you have to hold it on its side because you need to spin the remote, and it's
Yeah, do the, yeah.
And just
Yup.
basically burn a hole into your palm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
in Mario
memories.
games now, they tell you not to do that. They say do not put it on your side and like rub it. They're like, it'll
Really?
hurt you.
Right.
Like they put the disclaimer right before the mini
Because
game,
kids
and I went, oh
fucked
wow.
up their hand. Like, we
But you know
just-
what's funny
See?
is I played that, and then the 2 friends I was playing with, I looked to my left, I looked to my right, and what are they doing? They both have their controllers tilted, and they're ready to do it anyways.
Yeah.
They say, I've seen the warning.
Yep.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is what they're talking about when like all those like boomers talk about like raising kids soft now these days. Like, you know,
Yeah.
we're raising a soft
they're
generation
telling-
of gamers.
They're telling them not to hurt their palm. They're telling them not to blow into devices and open them up like you're an engineer.
I know. Yeah. You know,
Who can somehow fix this because there ain't no warranty on
cracking
this.
down on bullying in Call of Duty lobbies. It's all
Yeah.
going downhill from
You
here. Raising a soft ass generation. Oh, I'm kidding.
Can't shame people anymore. I'm not saying like be evil for the sake of evil, but people need a healthy dose of shame sometimes to be good humans.
Yes.
Sure.
To construct a
Sure,
personality.
shame.
Yes.
I just feel that like I saw all these tweets or blue skies or whatever they're called now.
Yeah.
The blues. I saw these blues online where they said, "Hey, remember everyone, it's Christmas morning. Some people are going to be playing Call of Duty for the very first time. Don't forget to stomp them into the ground
Yeah.
and let them know what it's really like to be in these lobbies."
Yes. Correct answer. 100%
Correct
correct
answer.
answer.
Correct, Andrew. I thought you were gonna say something totally like, guys, it's Christmas. Not everyone has Christmas. There'll be some kind of da 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 da. I was like, what in the Hallmark?
But no,
Yeah.
it's log in and let these new players know
Oh, yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
nothing.
See,
I
like,
honestly think that.
that's like, so like, you know, I think over the past like 5-10 years, right, like we've kind of seen like Mario become like the legacy quote unquote game where it's like there have been generations of players, you know, Pac-Man, you know, games like that. Seeing Call of Duty becoming one of those, like, oh my god, like their parents playing Call of Duty with their kids, like that's freaky to me. Like for some reason that's like one game that will never be like, I can't process the fact that it's been around that long, you know, I guess. Like, you know, when I hear stories of like parents playing Pokemon with their kids or Mario with their kids, I'm like, oh, that's sweet. Call of Duty, like with like kids and like nephews or whatever, nieces, I'm like, don't like that. That's upsetting.
Get out of the war zone, kid.
Yeah.
Go back to school.
It's
Yeah.
not safe. I would
Yeah.
not let my child play that. It's such. But I have seen a lot of parents actually, funny enough, like, and it happened with my uncle, which I thought was hilarious. So he's an average Call of Duty player. His son carries the fuck out of him.
Oh,
he
that's
plays with him
awesome.
to get carried so hard.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
my
Thank
nephew's
goodness.
like Reflex is just like it's just faster. He's just
Yeah.
so much faster.
Yeah.
His kill ratios, he's just so much better at it than my uncle. And it's just like he's always bothering me to play with him so he can get his stats up. And I'm like, you're getting carried by your son? He's like, I bought him skin. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's why you have kids, right? You're like, you're gonna bring me to the top. We're gonna get
No.
Diamond League. We're getting Champions League.
Do you
And then
think
they brag like it was them.
really?
Oh yeah, he has it in his Instagram bio.
Oh my god. So no offense to your uncle, he's pulling an Elon Musk, right?
1,000%.
But like with his
1,000%.
kid, yeah.
1,000%. He wants me to say father son duo, yo, get at us or some shit.
And
I'm
it's
like,
really just
you-
the son doing all the work. That's so
Yo.
funny.
But my nephew is literally just chilling because he get anything he wants, he gets now from the game. Like any skins, anything he just gets because he just has to spend time playing with his dad versus his friends. He's like, yeah, I gotta carry my dad. And he doesn't hate it because it's like bonding time, but also he's like, useless, hurry up. Yeah. It's the way he talks to his dad. He's like, why? Just stay over there. Don't die. I'm just like, what is this dynamic?
Awesome. That's incredible.
He literally, the nephew sounds like a tired dad trying to make sure his kid doesn't run around at a theme park. And I'm just like dying when I listen to them on Discord. I'm like, can I just watch this? Because this dynamic is wild.
You know,
that's so funny.
I get the feeling we're going to hear more stories like that as time goes on, I think. Because, like, you know, like, I feel like now this generation, I mean, like, you know, like, people our age are starting families or whatever. And people who are, like, slightly older than us who have, like, children that are humans. Like, how old's your nephew? Like, I assume,
he's like 13.
Call of Duty age.
Yeah, Call of Duty age, right? Yeah. So it's like we'll probably see this a lot more. This is probably a much more common thing.
Oh yeah.
Than like, you know, because like, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, like your brother's like what? He's like 40s or something then, or
yeah, he's like 46. My uncle 46 or 48, somewhere in between that.
Yeah, so like they were definitely playing like the OG, like
like back in his like 30s or 25. But he played with his friends. But one of the things he commented on that I've seen this more with male gamers, but correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if you've had a different experience or seen it. He said the older he got, the harder it was to play with his friends just because they were so hard to sync up time-wise.
Oh, yeah.
With different responsibilities, different being in different areas, life's going directions. So getting to play with his son let him get back into games because before, he just didn't have a squad anymore. It was one of those situations where, like, last online, 300
yeah, right? Yeah.
And the new generation of being able to raise your kids playing games is you get to get back into it in a way you don't have time to sometimes within your friend group kind of just grows out of it or just doesn't have time for it anymore.
Imagine you introduce like games that you love to your kids though and they go, not for me.
Oh.
That's
you like you bring them up, you're like, I love Civ, and you're like, we can do this together, and you're like, no, I don't want to do this.
You throw them off the cliff, Mufasa style or Hiramichi style from Tekken, and be like, lions throw their kid off and have them climb back.
Have you seen that video of that one dad introducing his kid to GoldenEye? Have you seen this video?
No.
I'll post it.
Let's see it.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I'll insert it here, but like
put the link and let's watch it because then we could like react.
Okay,
to
sure.
Yeah. Because I feel like we have to react to this in real time.
Okay.
But yeah, if you get rejected by your kid, I feel like that like it hits. This is your favorite thing, and your child is being a little dick.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll resent the kid.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have another kid and try
Weirdly,
again.
I feel like it's worse than like introducing your kid to a movie you love and them not liking it. I mean, like, that's painful, I have to imagine, too, but, like, or, like, a book or whatever, but I feel like there's something about a video game, like, being rejected like that that's really, like...
Yeah, because you resonated.
Yeah.
Especially if they, like, double down, like, no one plays this anymore, you're so old, or some shit like that. I'd be like, go to your room.
The difference for me between, like, a book and a film versus, like, a game is, like, a book and a film, like, it's presented to you, and, like, you just have to keep reading it, or you just have to keep watching it, but, like, the game, like, you only get what you put into it. So if you start, like, Ocarina of Time... and you just decide, like, you know what, I don't want to keep continuing, like, you're not even getting to, like, the depth of everything that makes it good.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm hitting this. Let's hit this.
Link. Yeah.
Okay, we're opening this up.
I can't watch it right now for the recording, but I'll watch it on my phone. So
this is my uncle.
Yeah. the fucking. So I like the N64 precariously hanging from like the shelf. Like,
yeah.
And the kid's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
yo. He's so concerned.
So real.
It's the perfect timing for me on everything.
Oh my god.
So good.
Yo. Kids like
I would absolutely do this though. Like you introduce them to something and like they beat you a little bit and you're like, okay, now you understand the game.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna turn it up.
Oh yeah.
Now you're gonna learn today.
I also know for a fact that man whooped his son's ass.
Oh yeah. GoldenEye was that's
a hard game, man.
You don't get any aim assist. You don't get any of the shit you do. I love the son's whole bit that whole time was just like, oh, the graphics. It's like, nah, man, this is pure skill at this point. You get nothing else. Yeah. Pure skill.
This is like hopping into OG Counter-Strike, basically.
Yeah. You know? Oh, yo, the dad just at the soundtrack, dude. You felt the demon come out. He was ready.
For some reason, too, the hat. It was so wearing the hat indoors was so fun. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yo, glorious. I was amazing. I was dying at that. Yeah. That reminded me of my uncle so much. That is their interaction. That is 1,000% their interaction. Oh my god! And like the whole time, my nephew's just like, "All right, I'm out." Like I'm.
Like, can I like go do homework? Can I?
No. I know, right? Yeah. He'll be like, "This is your homework. You gonna learn today." Wow, I'm actually gonna call him after this and be like, I'm gonna send this.
Have you sent that video yet?
Yeah.
I want you to watch something because I think you need to understand. I need you to see a third party view of yourself.
It's like this is what people are seeing.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I said this on Discord to my nephew and he's like, yo, my trauma is realized. I'm not alone. I'm gonna tell your dad. He's like, go ahead. He's such a little shit. I love the kid though. He's a sweetie.
Oh god.
He's a knowing little shit though. I think he watches this sometimes actually. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he does. He follows us on
oh wow.
Instagram.
Hey nephew, sup?
Yeah.
Hey little shit, what's up? Shout out to little shit. Kidding, we love you.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Listen.
Good job carrying your dad in Call of Duty. Yeah.
Yeah, face him on Call of Duty and say that online.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah, he would trounce me. I can't play for shit. I've like never been, and I hate because I feel like I wanted to be good at it. Like I didn't want to be a stereotype, like oh I'm a girl, I don't play shooters or some shit like that. Because I know a lot of girls do, and I just never got into shooters like hardcore, and I hate that. I just never could. Mm-hmm. Even if I like even when I was doing Apex a lot, I got good enough to do it. But I didn't get enjoyment out of it. Like, I didn't get joy in the mastery of the skill.
Yeah.
And I hate that I never got that. Like, I'm a very big story person. Or, like, dating simulation person. But mostly story. And I hate that I just didn't get into it. Like, I'll see people playing Marvel Rivals, Apex, Overwatch, Call of Duty, any of that for hours, months, days, weeks. And they can keep going back at it like a crack addict. And I'm like, why can't I get into this?
Yeah. I feel something similar about
Overwatch
fighting
back
games.
in the day.
See, Emma's breaks the stereotype. I respect that.
No, absolutely not. I really dislike first-person shooters, and I dislike them because I'm bad at them.
Okay, so you
that's
my thing.
I am the stereotype.
I think that's different from what Angel's talking about. Like Angel's talking about, like she just
like
the serotonin
I'm not amazing at it. I'm
fired,
like decent enough where you don't have to carry me, and I can hold my own and get a decent kill count.
Yeah.
But I get no joy out of this. After 3 rounds, I want to go do something else.
Yeah.
Whereas Jaime will be there all day.
I felt that way about fighting games. Like I enjoy Mortal Kombat. Like I'll play the campaign, but I'm not going out. Like once I get to a point of where like because in the campaigns like they get slightly harder every single fight. There's always a point where I'm like, all right, I'll just watch the rest of the story on YouTube. I'm just like, and I'm like, it's not worth it learning, and I'm not really getting. Like,
the worst thing that happens with like those type of games, is like you're only good with like one character usually, and you could not do like another variant. Like if you're great at Aquaman and Injustice, and they're like, okay, well now you have to play the Joker for those characters.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I can't. Like I can't learn an entire new set of moves.
Yep. It is.
I'm curious, based on all the games that you guys have played, because just based on this video,
sorry, did you say curious or furious?
Curious. Sorry.
Okay, I thought she said
totally
furious,
based on this video, and not
yeah.
and not an idea that I had in the past that I'm now resurrecting. This dude was so hyped the minute he heard that intro. I'm curious if we played Name That Tune, if you guys would recognize some of your old favorites.
Oh yeah, any of those Zeldas in a heartbeat, bro. In a heartbeat, bro.
Wow.
In a second.
All right, I challenge both of you to give me your 20 games that you are confident. Actually, 25.
20 games.
20 games that you're confident you would recognize at least 1 or 2 of the songs from. I'm gonna pick 5, but I just want to have enough variety where you can't.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up this Name That Tune, and we're gonna play this out. I want to see if y'all gonna be if it Why with the lip gloss? The
Oh, I was
always
just
with the
gonna
lip
say,
gloss.
if you want us to name 20 games, you've only played 7, so I doubt you. Even know them.
Wow, this is why I'm hosting.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
control
host because
shots.
I'm the hosting this, so I don't have to be on trial. But I'm really curious, just not even just to see if you know it, but just I want to know the emotion you feel when you hear it, because this takes you back nostalgia-wise. So I'm very curious to be like, okay, what's this song, but what do you feel in this moment, and what memory is it recreating in that moment? Like, it'd be a really quick thing, but I'm just really curious, like, where do you time travel to when you hear this beat?
That's
So
how
I'll have
I
that set
feel.
up for next time. So please send me your list.
All right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I challenge you both to that, and I'm not
Okay,
taking part because I
interesting.
have 7 games.
This is between Emma and I.
Yeah, they're the true gamers. I'm a fake gamer, girl. I'm sorry, guys.
Says the one that works in games.
I play games for work, but I'm just like, I'm only gonna play like certain type of games, which is a shit cop out, and I know that, and I should play more games.
Did we lose
I try a lot of games though.
Did we lose Emma? Is she frozen? I think she's frozen.
She is frozen. I love it. I could. So yeah, that's your homework.
Okay. If you
I'm excited putting together. These will be very, very short clips, so we do not get hit with any.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
No.
It's like you're here like
literally
5
like
seconds.
3
of the
seconds,
song.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be very, very short. I'm just gonna try and pick the most iconic moment from music videos where I hear this song.
I don't know. It's hard because like so many of them for me are like Zelda, and then newer games I've been playing recently, like Monster Hunter. I don't know if there's certain games that like have great soundtracks that I don't pay attention to because I'm so into the gameplay.
Yeah.
Think about it. This is not like a right now thing. This is just something that I think would be fun, just to be like, kind of like gaming and nostalgia. Like I feel like games invoke a feeling from you. It's not just I spent 6 hours playing this. It's like imagery. It's the sounds. It's how you feel. It's the rage quitting. It's the happiness. It's the sadness. It's the bonding. Like I feel like gaming is such a tangible memory that I'm curious, where does it take you to in that moment? Like the minute I see a ghost in a shower, I'm taking back to Luigi's Mansion. And I'm like, God damn it, not again. And I feel
How
fear.
often are you seeing ghosts in a shower?
Not
pretty frequent. Like the way you said it makes it sound like
this is a regular occurrence. This is a regular occurrence. There are so many shower bathroom scenes where you go like, ah, and they're like, ah.
Is your apartment haunted? Like what? Like
maybe. Who knows? Would
explain definitely.
Yeah. Oh God.
Definitely would explain a lot.
I'm really trying to remember, but like all I can hear is the Halo theme in my head.
You guys said a few. We got Halo, we got Zelda. But I feel like there's some that you would just think of. Like if I played like, I don't know if everyone knows this, but Jaime, I know you definitely know this. Like Donkey Kong 64, you would recognize that opening song.
That is so rude. I did play Donkey Kong 64.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I was DK, leader of the bunch, and you knew him well. In fact,
I told you. Did I tell you that horrible story? Oh, I don't know if I should say this on the podcast. Actually,
put it behind the paywall.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'll tell him and see how it feels. So, one of my exes like we saw the Mario movie, and then afterwards he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I can't believe they used the meme song in the movie." And I was like, "What do you mean the meme song?" It's like, "Oh, the Donkey Kong song, you know that meme song?" I was like, "That's a real song." And she's like, "What?" And then so she showed me like this TikTok about like someone like spoofed the Donkey Kong rap, and I'm like, "No, that's like really the theme. That's the Donkey Kong theme from the video game." And she's like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Oh boy."
Yes, you question your life decisions in those moments.
Yeah.
I saw someone was playing Undertale for the first time recently, and it was really funny because they're like, "Oh my god, this is where that song is from. This is where that song is from." Because a lot of Undertale songs got like used as like really popular TikTok meme songs.
Yeah, which is so interesting to me that, but you know, it is a great soundtrack. So
it is
banger soundtrack, and there's something about like soundtracks like that it's so good. People want to engage with it in the sense that I've heard so many amazing remixes of those songs. Like I've heard it like reimagined, reinterpreted in like different ways. It's so good. I would go see that live in concert.
Yeah.
Oh, which Angel, do we want to go to Stardew Valley concert?
We bought tickets already.
We did not buy tickets already.
We literally talked about this.
Yeah, exactly. It was a concept.
No, you literally asked me the price point and what section.
Yeah.
But you didn't buy?
But
Wait.
you no.
So
Wait,
you
no.
literally
Just a
did all the
concept.
steps
No,
except
It's just an idea.
she's checking right now.
Yeah. Oh no.
I
can't.
don't
I
believe
think
you. No.
I can't get fact checked on this.
No. You showed me images of the Ticketmaster screen.
Yeah.
You said which
We were
one.
so close.
Like, I'll put these. No.
Wait.
Yeah.
Like, no. Like. Okay, I'll put this in the chat so you guys can see, but we literally were in the checkout as she's saying which one to pick, and I tell her.
And you just didn't hit buy?
Why didn't you buy? I thought we had tickets.
So
I saw a flyer the other day, like on a telephone pole, and I thought, I was like, oh, I should get tickets to that.
and then
We
you
discussed
almost did.
price, ticket, when you were in the portal. What did you do after you picked the section and the price point?
I don't know. It could be sold out now, also, so this
Yeah,
might not be good.
I've planned around this date. You're wild. You're actually wild.
Emma.
You're actually wild.
Actual
You're-
married
you're
couple
a-
gaming behavior yet again. There you go.
Hold on.
Is this
Hold on.
is this the fork
Hold
in the
on.
road for this episode? Like now this
Hold
just
on.
devolves into like
Hold on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
so to any listeners here, if any of you are experiencing marital troubles in your relationship, I know a very good counselor, and the counselor is me because I've helped walk these two through their various marital spats, and they're still together all these years later. And I'd like to.
What was the point of the conversation?
Oh
I don't
my god! What is?
Only expensive tickets are available now. We agreed on like under $100, and now only like 130 plus.
No, right
For-
side balcony has 91.
We were on main.
Emma, what happened?
And now it's after the promo codes.
What?
Why? No, time out on the podcast. I need you to explain to me how we were on a call, because you called me for this. We went through price, section, date. Like, I fly around a lot. For context, I travel a lot, and I locked off this time to be back in Toronto in October because we have this show. So I'm trying to understand. This is on my calendar. What happened? Because you called me.
I think we've talked about this multiple times too. Cause
No, but there was a final call where you were in the Ticketmaster screen and you showed me where you were picking.
I'm actually really distracted because the last screenshot I have about these tickets is like you being really drunk, like right underneath.
Yeah, okay, we're not talking about the goofy stuff, okay? Don't distract me. You actually didn't buy the tickets?
I don't think that this was a thing. Oh.
You bought them, right?
I'm gonna buy us 2 tickets for October. They're on sale December.
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
There was a sale happening, so we specifically wanted, because you could get Flora tickets for cheaper, and she confirmed after the call, all right, I'm gonna go buy these tickets. I'm like, cool, we're good. Because she... Like, Jaime, literally, I have moved things around, and anyone who's like, I'm like, no, I actually have to be in Toronto this time period. Like, I have...
Well, at least it's January, so there's some
There's
runway.
$60 more now! For worse seats! I'm so mad at you right now. I know. And if we didn't have this podcast, I'm so off topic right now. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm actually like, if we didn't have this conversation, I would have come back in October and you would have been like, oh, we should go. And I've been like, bitch, what? You asked me like 4 times to go. You asked me on 4 different occasions and then called as we went through the ticket. So let me get this straight. You got to the payment screen and said, nah, later?
Mom!
Oh.
Come pick me up.
Did you say Dad pick me up? Mom, help. Oh my god, wow. Well, so how have them Blue Jays doing? Blue Jays.
Hate you.
It's not baseball season.
It's the other blue sports team.
I don't know, blue balls, because I've been teased and lied to.
Blue birds, blue leaves, blue balls. The Toronto experience.
There's still some seats.
You're looking now. It's so much more expensive now. Oh gosh.
I don't know what happened, okay?
I don't understand.
It's a dark night. I'm not even talking about Batman. It was a dark night.
The dark night, like when you were supposed to buy this, when you thought you bought the tickets, or now?
It must have been a snowstorm, like just something crazy.
How does that have to do with it?
Honestly, actually, you know what? I bet you I know what happened. I bet you I can tell you.
Please
I think I heard the opening theme song to the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, and I was transported. And I was gone.
I need liquor. Oh my, where is my liquor?
Oh my gosh, does anyone have any better news? I have to like change the subject immediately.
Recover from this. Well, I guess one thing I posted in the Discord.
Oh, shut the fuck up! Don't text me that now. Sorry.
Without me.
That's not towards Harry. Emma Chief is trying to do no. Don't even go away.
Is Emma texting you in private?
Yeah, no, forget you. Forget you? Forget this? The only thing keeping me from walking out right now is that I'm not wearing good pants to get up in front of this camera.
That's the secret to ending all walkouts. Just make sure everyone's in bad pants.
Alright, I want to walk down.
How you doing, Emma?
I'll figure it out. I just got a birthday coming up this year. We'll figure something out.
My birthday's 8 months away.
I'll figure something out.
Well, how's this for a subject change? Chinese mobile game Otome game Love and Deep Space adds a built-in period tracker. Your love interests will react to your period. Details below. So, yeah, I don't know, like.
So who's Deep Space?
Love and Deep Space, that's the game, Angel?
Yes.
Oh, so it's being uncharacteristically quiet.
Love and Deep Space. Here, I'm doing a deep dive now.
I don't actually know.
Oh my god!
About
wow.
this.
I mean, a lot of porn's gonna come up, so don't actually.
Yeah, you were not kidding. I think.
Yeah. On mobile?
There's a lot of very intense.
Here's a screenshot of from what I just pulled up, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, it's a very popular Ultimate game that's highly sexualized, and there's even a lot of spicy scenes within it. It is very spicy.
Should I download this?
Man. Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know they're allowed to have this on the app anymore. That's why Tumblr got taken down originally.
Well, then it came. Yeah, I think Yahoo bought it, and then it.
No, Yahoo bought it prior, and then I think they just promised to ban everything on the app that was
spicy.
You know, not for all ages. Oh, this was released a year ago. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Deep Space.
From the series Mr. Love. Okay.
This sounds like a porno.
Interesting.
Just making a vague post of this.
The woman who did the original role of Christine in Phantom of the Opera sings this game's title song.
What?
That's crazy.
It's a small world.
Sarah Brightman.
What a career.
Impressively so.
Oh, you know another weird one? It was just revealed recently that the actress that played the original Ariel in Little Mermaid, I think played Big Boss, not Big Boss. One of the bosses, one of the characters in Metal Gear Solid 3. So it's like her credits from like the mid 90s to early 2000s are like Ariel, Little Mermaid, and then character in Hideo Kojima's masterpiece. It's like, okay.
We need to study the Disney to video game pipeline because that's a massive, massive like sweep. Whether you're on like a Disney TV show and you go into something from there, or you're just a part of Kingdom Hearts.
That's really the overlap, the major overlap.
For the longest time, I remember getting like Archie comic books, like Betty and Veronica and all that. And at the back, there'd always be the back out would be like, get Kingdom Hearts for Nintendo DS. And I was like, this is crazy. Final Fantasy and Disney? No way. And then I don't know what it was, probably like a year of constant advertising, and it worked on me. I said, fine, I'll get this one game. And it was the only DS game they had, and it was so heart-wrenching and so well written, which is like crazy because it was just so dramatic. And then they're like, okay, great, now Aladdin's gonna go fight with Genie, like, you need to help him. And I'm like sobbing in my tears, like, well, what am I, ice cream?
When you walk away, you won't hear me say, please.
Is that gonna be on your music list?
That would be. I have, it's funny, I have a short list, and Stardew Valley was one of the songs I was gonna use, but I'm not gonna use that.
Oh my god! All right, so this is gonna be a recurring theme until I don't know, October, I guess.
Why? I have no plans in October.
Oh man! Oh!
Don't cry. You have no tears.
Jesus Christ!
No.
Well, oh shit.
But I am interested in doing this little experiment, and I think it'll be fun to know what kind of memories you guys associate with all of your favorite games over the years, and you guys will get to sneak peek.
I'm truly scared to like play this game because what if I like pick something that's like so iconic to me, and it's something I like truly
recognize
love,
it,
and I don't recognize it. I'm like, oh yeah, or I say like, give me something from like Life is Strange 2, and you pick like some background song from like.
Well, no, I'm gonna try and pick things that are popularly associated. I'm gonna do some recon
like the main theme or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I do want to reveal them to you guys, and I want to kind of ask, if you didn't get this song, do you think it wasn't the music that resonated with you, and it was more the gameplay? Was it the story? And just kind of understanding then the kind of go through soundtrack versus gameplays and where they weigh, because there are certain games where I don't know, like if you play Mario Party, the star sound will literally give you a visceral reaction to things, and just wondering how the game's integration of the soundtrack impacts how memorable it is. So I just really love to pick your brains on this and kind of break into how do we experience games as gamers, and how do they make us feel?
I mean, I guess it is topical, I guess, to bring it back to a sensitive subject, but like clearly the impact is so significant that like people are like orchestras are coming together to do tours of,
there are categories in Game Awards as well, just for soundtracks and whatnot. So people clearly put a lot, and TikTok videos are ripping these sounds out because they're so iconic. So people resonate a lot with these tunes. So I'm like, let's break it down.
I guess that's the interesting, because with gaming too, and I don't think it's like, because it is an interactive media, like you're interacting like with the song weirdly too. Like it's very interesting actually. There's a couple of the last two Remedy games, Alan Wake 2 and Control, basically third-person shooters. There are a couple segments of the game where it's actually the music affects the gameplay, and it's weird to have it like come in and like for an action third-person shooter. And Sam Lake even said they made, and I feel that he achieved his goal. They made a musical mission, like a straight up video game musical mission in Alan Wake 2. I feel like they did it. But for a third person action shooter, like there's a musical level, and it was so weird. And like those songs have become instantly super iconic, but like the fact that like they're so new, I feel like it doesn't necessarily pertain to this experiment we're doing, because like that sense of nostalgia isn't necessarily
I feel like you can have nostalgia for things even if they happened like 5 minutes ago if it made enough of an impact on you.
True.
Like when you finish like a game that took up like so much like time, effort, and like you really resonated with it, once you finish, like do you not feel like you have a hole in your heart? And you're like,
Yes.
what would I play? And then immediately you're like, oh, if I could play this again for the first time, like I would love to like go through this again. Like that is nostalgia, even though it happened recently.
True.
That is true.
Very true.
Plus, like Angel has nostalgia for Stardew Valley, having played it for only a year, and you know she hasn't even
That's
had
true.
it for the full decade. Well, for 9 years it's been out.
Yeah, that's why I was so excited to see the.
Oh my
orchestra.
god.
I'm gonna figure it out. I
I
promise.
was really excited because as a new player, I probably missed a lot of the stuff over the last 9 years, like any events for Stardew Valley, any merchandise. I've missed a lot of that kind of wave of the fanfic now. As a fandom, sorry. So I was really looking forward to the fact that I get to experience it. There might be merch, and I really get to see it through Emma's eyes because Emma is a die-hard fan. That's why she bugged me so early to do this and asked me 4 different times. So I was excited to actually go with her, and it was going to be a really great experience.
You know, it's funny. It kind of reminds me of 2 things that I guess have happened recently. So like one was, and you guys have made fun of me for this. Like this is like the first year of my life that I've really been into like the NFL and like actually following the season.
You're getting very American lately.
Very American, yeah.
Very American.
But I was at.
We have Super Bowl Sunday.
Fuck no, we're not. We're not watching this Super Bowl. I'll just no. Don't even get me started.
Okay.
And so I was talking to someone yesterday, and you know, I was telling him this. It's like, yeah, this is like the first season I followed and everything, because like I was watching him play like NCAA 25, the new one that came out. And he's like, oh man, you know, been a football fan my whole life, and like most people are or were. And I was like, yeah, it's so interesting to get into something brand new that's been around for such a long time. And I feel like I'm doing something similar with Star Trek, funnily enough, because I just finished Lower Decks and I've been like just re-binging it, playing it in the background. I'm like, you know what? This is the first Star Trek show I've actually gone out of my way to watch independently. And so in some ways, like, oh, this ship, this crew, this iteration of Star Trek is the one that's like mine, you know? And depending on who you talk to, this is like one of the better ones, one of the worst ones, whatever. Everyone has their opinions, but it's interesting to just like enter a fandom late in the game. You know what I mean? Like to not be there at the start, and because you have all these, I guess, stereotypes you get over and things you learn about, and like how things are maybe like more simple or more intricate or whatever. And then like I feel like talking to like fans of this who've been in the game for so much longer is like a whole different ballpark, because you just gotta like listen, you know, and then
they will go off on a rant.
That's the thing, yeah. And you just listen and just really hope they're not like a dick about it, but it's just like listen to them talk, and you're like, okay, yeah.
Like, have you ever had someone? I've played it, but I had a friend who played it for the first time, and they made the mistake of telling a friend, "Oh, I've just started Kingdom Hearts. What do you think of it?" And they went through a whole thing about the entire series.
Don't
and
do
I was
that.
like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Never asked someone about what is the order of the game and who each character is.
No.
It was an hour call, and I'm like, they asked that as a naive person. Stop it. They're like, no, they must understand.
I feel like
they're gonna learn today.
Yeah, I feel like One Piece is something similar. Like you should never ask someone like, you know, One Piece advice, quote unquote. I don't know.
No, or like which game or which game to start with. Oh my god.
I think whoever gets asked these kind of questions, I started doing this at work where people would ask me something, I would start to explain to them, and I would turn back and I go, how long do you want my answer to be? I give them that opportunity, because I'll say like just something quick, then I'll just say some like little thing, be like, I'll give you bread and I'll butter. I'll be like, no, I want to hear everything. I'm like, all right, sit down as I spread our picnic blanket down and I pour you some wine before I give you the feast of knowledge.
I'm not gonna lie, I really had no idea where that analogy was going for a second. I think I just ADHD'd out for a second. Like I just had no concept of where we were in the conversation.
I got
and then
lost
it came
in
back.
the bread and butter.
Yeah,
and then when I got to the feast of the picnic, I came back. I was like,
something about the butter really threw me off too. I think first we have sad Buttercat, and then now this butter.
Oh my god, sad Buttercat.
Yeah, how sad
Thanks
Buttercat.
for thinking about him.
Yeah, I was editing this short with him. He's featured pretty prominently.
Oh, I love sad Buttercat.
Oh, sad Buttercat.
But it's good to know you guys have really have such a wealth of experience with games, and you have such a like huge history. I look forward to seeing your list. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone's comments and like, do you guys feel the same way? Are we old bastards who just played old games? And what games kind of get back to everybody? So
you know,
can't wait for everyone to say, what game is this?
What game is this? What is
this?
game?
What is this? What is this from?
One thing I will have to put a pin in this for next time, but I do want to talk about it. Remember those like video game lawsuits, those class action video game lawsuits I sent you?
Yeah,
I got ads.
Where we can sue
I got
games.
ads for more. Yeah, I guess basically it's
God.
like for anyone listening, or to the listener, it's there are these law firms that are just suing video games. Not even a specific company. They're planning to sue video games, and I'm like, okay, how's this going?
And apparently, get that bag.
Yeah, I took their preliminary questionnaire, and I qualify
get
for
$6 from like a
I qualify for compensation.
You have been a victim of video games.
Yeah, and I'm very much a video game victim.